Welcome back. Thank you for staying with the broadcast. The Chinese government has accused the U.S. of causing panic in its response to the deadly coronavirus outbreak. It follows the U.S. decision to declare a public health emergency and deny entry to foreign nationals who had visited China in the past 2 weeks. There are more than 17,000 confirmed cases of the virus in China. Some 361 people have died there. Outside China, there are more than 150 confirmed cases. On the 23rd of January, the U.S. ordered the departure of all non-emergency U.S. personnel and their family members from the city of Wuhan, where the virus originated. Less than a week later, the U.S. allowed for the voluntary departure of non-emergency personnel and relatives of U.S. government employees from China. On the 30th of January, the World Health Organization declared a global health emergency over the new virus. Following this, the U.S. ordered the departure of all U.S. personnel family members under the age of 21 in China. Any U.S. citizen who has been in Wuhan will be subject to 14 days quarantine upon returning to the U.S. Now, members of the public are weighing in on the decision by the Ministry of Health and Wellness in St. Lucia to deny entry to the cruise ship, which had a high number of passengers who were ill. Here's what you had to say about that decision.
You know St. Lucia alone, and you know it reached in America already, and people travel in St. Lucia. But we must take our precaution. No matter what people will say, we must take our precaution. If we don't want the people here, we send them in the other country, and Martinique refuse them. So all we have to do is just take our precaution. That's what we need.
Concerning the ship you said that was turned away from us with the suspected corona case, I must say that I have confidence in the health authorities. The medical team did the research and they arrived at the conclusion that the boat should not be allowed to enter St. Lucia. Corona is deadly. It's not a joke. We only have a population of 180,000 people. If the virus reaches St. Lucia, it can wipe out our nation. China has over 3 million people quarantined. St. Lucia only have 180,000 people, so we can't afford to have corona into our country, and it's deadly virus, very serious. Police people depend on right information. In times of crisis, fear can be a killer itself, so be calm, but make sure you listen to the authorities for the updates. Misinformation, wrong information, delayed information is also critical. You must have the right information at the right time from the right sources. Let us be hopeful. I understand that sea bathing and gargling salt water helps to prevent the virus from taking root in our body. So go to your regular sea baths, eat properly, and hope and pray, but take it seriously.
You said you prevented the ship from coming in.
Yeah.
The reason basically is that, what's the reason behind that? Is that there's a likelihood that there are passengers who may bring that virus to the island?
That's it.
To me, it's reasonable. It's not the best thing, but it's reasonable. As a matter of prevention is better than cure. And for the cause and sake of prevention, you did what you did. But what you did there really, it may not be the right thing to do, but you had to do it.
I think it's a good move on our part because clearly we are not in a position to deal with such epidemic, so we have to safeguard our country and our people. So that is how I see it.
Anybody should be coming on the air here in St. Lucia. Due to our concern with health problems here, I don't think we can handle any of that situation. I think it's a wise thing to keep them away from here.
Regarding the recent coronavirus that's in the atmosphere right now in mainland China, and a lot of the other islands have been affected by it, what I could say is St. Lucia was right to stop the Ida cruise ship from entering our ports, because prevention is better than cure. As much as the cases or whatever situation with the condition of the persons on the cruise ship, the health ministry and the officials who prevented the cruise ship from entering did us a big favor, because that would send a strong message across to other cruise ships, other passengers, other persons who are affected. So that would safeguard our borders and also keep us at bay.
Yeah, well, with that problem there with all the things you're talking about there, I think it's important. I mean, if there is a virus that'll be coming in St. Lucia, whether it's by boat or by plane, whatever, we have to do something about it. So I think if the authorities know for sure there is people with that virus, they should be coming in. It's just a natural thing. I just feel that's what it is, you know. So I think everybody concerned about that situation. If it's a reality or if it's something they're planning, I don't know. I don't really know, but I think the authorities have to be part in that. If they know for sure there is a virus on any boat that comes in, tourist boat, they have to do something about it.
Well, the coronavirus, that's a good move they do to stop it from coming here. Because if that come here and that hit us, there's nothing we could do about that. We'll just be there suffering, all kind of stuff.
What about you?
No, I find that is a good move because if you find somebody on the boat have the virus and you stop it from coming here, how that could be a bad move? Because if the person come here, if it is spread, going to spread. So automatically when you watch it, that is a good move.
Those were your views. As the region continues to prepare for the upcoming dry season, the St. Lucia Fire Service is spearheading initiatives by making adaptations to their operations to become what Acting Divisional Officer for the St. Lucia Fire Service, Jermaine William, describes as environmentally efficient.
Asserting the St. Lucia Fire Service position on drought conditions, Acting Divisional Officer Jermaine Williams says the St. Lucia Fire Service has identified that water conservation is of utmost importance to ensuring the safety of the general public as conditions become more conducive to bushfires.
Water conservation should be practiced by all persons. The fire service has difficulty fighting bushfires because of the location most times. We are not close to our water source. However, we do what is necessary in terms of making our necessary preparations every season in terms of our alternate water supplies and what is reliable and what is not reliable.
William cautions members of the public against clearing bushes or getting rid of garbage by setting them to fire. He warns that such fires can suddenly blaze out of control and the persons who lit them in the first place would have to summon the fire service to put out the blaze. He advises that before anything is done, persons should contact the fire service for either permission or guidance on how best to proceed.
We have our contingency measures in place and we to deal with those fires. However, we advise persons that if you are going to set fires for cleaning purposes or for any other reason, that you first need to contact the fire service, as you may be interfering with our responses to other emergencies by having to deal with bushfires which could have otherwise been prevented.
Williams says alternatives to burning include taking the garbage to the Dayglow sanitary landfill or postponing bushfires until the wet season. For 7 News, I am Jacques Wooding.
Red International Carnival Band launched its 2020 portrayal on Sunday, the 2nd of February. The theme for this year's portrayal is Wild, the Savage Realm.
Cocktails with Red was hosted at the Sandals Golf and Country Club on Sunday. The band's 2020 Carnival portrayal was officially unveiled under the theme Wild, the Savage Realm. The online reviews were mixed, but one of the band's directors, Thaddeus Antoine, said, coming off of a 2019 portrayal that missed the mark, the band is confident that this is a much stronger showing in 2020.
We want to remain true to ourselves. We believe the carnival is getting costly, and it is costly to produce carnival, but we want to stay within a present price limit to allow people to partake in the entire carnival. Because there are people who are doing packages, and if you're going to have very high-end costumes, and plus the package for visitors, it's going to be very prohibitive for them. So we are working on it. I think the costumes are beautiful this year. I think last year we had a lot of challenges. We tried something that didn't work at all. But I think this year we are on point where we want to go. I think the costumes for different people. And we think we've really, our market is really more of the mature to professional level. And I think we're achieving that.
Reflecting on the theme, he says the portrayal of Wild is conservatively sexy for mature professionals.
Our portrayal this year is wild, and we have costumes. Some are wild, some are just by the nature of the theme comes out. But I think we've done a good job to have conservative, sexy costumes that we've been trying over the years. Red was very daring back then when we came out in 2005, but we've somewhat evolved because people have grown with us, and in growing with us comes some level of maturity and responsibility on our part as being part of the carnival.
Antoine says Red International is proud of its work in terms of pioneering the party band movement that has now seemingly taken over Carnival.
We consider ourselves to be the forerunners in the modern mass of the party mass. We really aim to create mass into a real party atmosphere, and we think we've successfully done so. And there's so many other bands who are doing it right now, and perhaps even doing better than us sometimes doing it. And we're really proud of it. We're really proud of being part of the way Carnival has grown over the years in St. Lucia, which has been an excellent product, and it's showing to be an excellent product. And not to mention the music has complemented it, which is really good.
Registration for Red International is now open.
Now, whether they came in person or were tuned in online, members of the public had a keen interest in the costumes by Red this year. There was some criticism, particularly online, but the president of the Bands Association in 2019, Barry George, says carnival designers should be allowed to continue to evolve.
The president of the Carnival Bands Association, Barry George, has come to the defense of the Red Unlimited Carnival Band after it fell under heavy criticism during its band launch on Sunday, February 2nd. The technical team was forced to shut down the live stream of the launch after chatroom guests began to flood the feeds with negative comments, expressing their disappointment in the designs of costumes this year. On Monday, George said he personally thought well of the costumes, especially as a former band leader and costume creator himself. He said persons need to realize that Carnival is an expression of art, which is subjective.
If persons have a slight opinion about it, probably it's because they're seeing the trend of more elaborate costume. But with Carnival is art. An expression doesn't have a size or doesn't have elaborate. It depends on your theme and where the designers want to go. So if the Red organization designers want to go this direction, you cannot say it's a bad costume. It is the direction that the band wants to go, and one have to respect that it is art. The other thing too is that I am sure that in their planning that they're looking to attract a particular kind of clientele. I mean, what you find in St. Lucia Carnival now is that the carnival does not attract everybody. You must be between the range of $1,000 up, so probably they were thinking of mid-range, trying to attract those who can afford, the more expensive. We might never know. It could be a number of reasons why.
Despite the mixed bag of feelings about Sunday, George went on to congratulate the band for a successful launch.
And I want to congratulate Team Reds for launching. Of course, they are the bands who have been contributing towards Carnival St. Lucia for such a long time, and I'm sure that in 2020 they'll be doing the same thing as in, coming out and playing their part in terms of representing St. Lucia in its carnival and so on.
George said to each his own, however, the creativity of persons behind the costumes should be respected. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I'm Rochelle Gonzalez.
This is the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Stay with us. There's more coming up after the break.